I'm alright, player 2s, but I'll never understand how Mario breaks all of those bricks without getting hurt. I've had a headache for days. Anyway, while we're on the subject of Mario, the topic of this episode is the creature who's been terrorizing him for almost 40 years. Bowser. On this edition of Rob's Arcade, we're going to draw Bowser using only easy-to-draw simple shapes. Then we're going to visit the Classic Game Showcase and check out an arcade game featuring Bowser as a playable character. I've got a pretty fun episode planned for all of my player 2s, so how about you all check your supplies while I go grab a couple of aspirin.
Okay, player 2s, let's start drawing Bowser. We're going to use the same process we always use. First step is a guideline step. When I draw in pencil, I want you to press very lightly with your pencils, okay? First thing we're going to do is we are going to draw a very simple circle. We're going to be doing a lot of circles in this drawing. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to draw a straight line right down the middle, splitting the circle in half. So this way we can try to keep everything symmetrical. Again, symmetrical means even on both sides. We're going to draw another line right across through here, just a little bit below the middle of the drawing to, again, kind of help us put everything where it needs to be. Right in the middle where these two lines intersect, we're going to draw something that kind of looks like a guitar pick or a curved triangle. We're going to do a curve. Again, we're going to try to make it even on both sides. And then we're going to bring the curve down to here and then up to there. So we should have a shape very similar to this. Next up, we're going to draw two circles, starting right about here. One circle. And then another one right about here. Again, we're going to try to make these the same size. We're going to try to fit them inside the original circle that we did. If it's a little off, it's okay. That's why we do things in pencil. We can go back, we can erase stuff. Also, as I say all the time, if I'm going too fast, the great thing about this being in YouTube is that you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can do whatever you need to do to catch up. So we have our shapes here. We're going to draw another larger circle here and a larger circle right about here. Again, we can follow our guidelines to try to keep everything even. Starting right in the middle of this circle, we're going to draw a diagonal line down, straight line across, and then we're going to try to make another diagonal line very similar to this and just have it connect to the same spot over there. Now again, we can clean this up along the way. That's why we're doing this very lightly with our pencils. Again, very lightly, because we're going to have to go in. We're going to erase these lines at some point. But now, if you see something that's a little off, you can just erase it and go from there. Starting right about here, you're going to draw a little curved line, and then a little curved line right there. And we're going to try to make them both even. Then we're going to do a curved line right here, and another one right here. This is where these guidelines come into play. They're very helpful with us placing where we're going to put our shapes. Down over here, we're going to draw a diagonal line, a slightly curved line, and then another diagonal line up here. Inside here, we're going to draw a curved triangle right there, And then 2 more shapes just like that at the bottom. One down here, and another one down here. So I'm sure all my player 2s can actually see this image starting to come into shape. We're going to go back up to the top area of this, and this is probably the most difficult part, and even then it's not even that difficult. So we're going to start a little bit above the nose, and we're going to draw a curved line that has 3 triangles at the end. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to bring that curved line all the way back down here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, but I'll go over this again. Starting right here, curved line, 1, 2, 3 triangles, bring it all the way down to right there. Same thing on the other side. Again, we're going to try to make it even, we're going to try to make it the same size. If it's a little off, it's okay. We can fix it by just erasing and doing it again. 3 triangles, and then down to about there. We're going to draw a curved line here, curved line there, connecting to these lines that we did there. Same thing on this side. So we just made his eyes. Inside those eye shapes, an oval, and then we're going to try to make these the same. Inside these ovals, 2 smaller ovals. And there you have his eyes. So we have Bowser's eyes, nose, jaw. We're going to draw his horns next. First thing we're going to do is actually right above the eyebrows, we're just going to lightly draw a straight line. This is going to kind of help us with the placement of the hair in a later step. Starting right about here, we're going to just draw a little rectangular shape that goes along the side of where our original circle was. Same thing on the other side. Rectangular shape here, rectangular shape there. Next up, we're drawing Bowser's horns. Starting at the bottom here, we'll draw a curve, and then we'll go to about here. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. It may help to draw another guideline right across where that ends. Again, very lightly, so you can actually place where the point of the horn is. So if I go to this, and I go around, and I stop right where the guideline is, I have an idea of where that is, so it kind of helps keep everything even on both sides. Right down there. So now we have Bowser's eyes, nose, mouth, teeth, horns. Final step, we're going to do his hair. So we'll do 1 triangle out like this, and following our guidelines. 1 that connects to right about here, down a little bit. Another triangle over here. 1 more here. Take it back, and then curve to about right there. We're going to go down to his chin, and just where we have the line here, we're going to kind of curve it just to make it so it's not as angular. And there you have it, player 2s. We've just drawn Bowser. Now to finish this drawing, what we're going to do is we're going to take our black felt tip pen, black magic marker, and we're going to ink over only the necessary lines. These other guidelines here, these straight lines down here, the circle that we did in here, we're not going to ink over those because that's going to make it look like he's kind of got a target on his face. So again, we're going to take our markers and we're just going to ink over the lines. Follow along with me. I'm going to do this kind of fast. Okay, player 2s? Let's go. And there you go, player 2s. We now have a completed drawing of Bowser. Now give it a couple minutes, wait for your ink to dry, then take your eraser and just erase all of the pencil lines, leaving nothing but the ink drawing. Now that our drawing is complete, how about we put this all away and then go to the Classic Game Showcase and check out a video game featuring Bowser.
The Mario Kart franchise is a series of racing games featuring characters from Nintendo's line of Mario games in which players compete in go-kart races while using various power-up items. The first title in this long-running franchise began way back in 1992 when Super Mario Kart was released on the Super Nintendo. Since then, almost every Nintendo console and handheld system has had a Mario Kart title. On this episode of the Classic Game Showcase, we're going to focus on Mario Kart's debut in video arcades as we pop a few quarters into Mario Kart Arcade GP. Mario Kart Arcade GP is a kart racing game designed by Namco and released to arcades in 2005. Gameplay on this title is very similar to the console games featuring everyone's favorite plumbing duo, as item boxes are scattered throughout the track to assist players in each race. Players choose one of 11 characters, 8 from Mario Kart 64 and 3 guest characters from Pac-Man, and race through a series of 6 cups, each with 4 tracks, totaling 24 stages of racing mayhem. After a track is completed, a new track is unlocked, and players must insert additional credits to continue, even if they finish the race in first place. Mario Kart Arcade GP features a variety of items, new and old, and some of these items have a lock-on feature which is unique to this game. This title is essentially Mario Kart 64 with improved graphics and slightly modified gameplay to fit within the quarter-munching parameters of video arcades. While the shorter races and pay-to-play aspect of this title may not sit well with longtime fans of the series, the interface on these arcade cabinets is the closest players can actually get to driving one of these vehicles outside of Super Mario Land and Universal Studios. In some arcades, numerous cabinets are linked together, giving gamers a fantastic multiplayer experience. Mario Kart Arcade GP is an absolute must-play if you stumble across it in an arcade. All of the things that have made the console version special are on full display here, and it is just as fun playing this game in an arcade as it is to play on the couch with friends. I highly recommend spending a few credits on this game if you get the opportunity. Till next time.